الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
All thanks are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of the world, and peace and praise are upon His Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Firstly, I would like to thank Sheikh Azam. Sheikh Azam is, mashallah, Sheikh Azam is the Imam for Masjid Al-Rahmah in Sydney. And his masjid is very active, mashallah, very, very active. Also, I would like to thank Sheikh Mansour. He came all the way, mashallah, from Syria, from Damascus, to visit Australia, and he go all around the world as well. He came to Sydney, Melbourne, and came to Perth today to visit us. We know this is first time we are here today to celebrate the Milad of the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And also I would like to thank Sheikh Muhammad Noor Hassan. He is as well the Imam of Masjid
Crestmead.
And also he's the president of the association. And Sheikh as well Fawaz Al-Hawli, he came as well from Brisbane. He's the Imam for the Masjid, mashallah, as well, for Crestmead Masjid. And I would like to thank Sheikh Khalil, Brother Khalil is the president of the Islamic Council of Western Australia. Sheikh Ahmed as well, mashallah, he's visiting us. He used to be the Imam of Rabuka. I know everybody knows him, Masjid Rabuka. And of course, اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد نشيد by أحباب المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم. They all come from Sydney to visit us. Jazakumullah khair. And I would like to welcome you all to be here, brothers and sisters, and the family, and imams, and all guests. We gather today here to celebrate the momentous occasion in the history of Islam, an event that made the birth of not just a man, but a mercy to all mankind, our beloved Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Milad-un-Nabi. The birth of the Prophet holds immense significance for us as a Muslim, for it commemorates the arrival of the final messenger who brought light to the darkness, peace, and fractured worlds, and guidance for all humanity. The importance of Mawlid lies not only in honoring the Prophet Muhammad as an individual, but also in reflecting on his teaching, his character, and the profound impact he left on the world. His life, marked by unwavering compassion, justice, and wisdom, serves as an eternal example for us all. By celebrating his birth, we are reminded of the qualities he exemplified, qualities that we should strive to emulate every day. The celebration of Milad-un-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is a time for a unity and reflection across the Muslim world. This day brings together communities from all walks of life. So when we celebrate the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the birth of the Prophet, we're not celebrating, we don't know the day when the Prophet was born, but we celebrate to bring the Muslim community together, to all come together, to remind ourselves of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It's a lot of people that think it's bid'ah to celebrate the Mawlid of the Nabi. They celebrate the birth of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But we're not making about it a big fuss. It's the Prophet, the man who brought the religion to our humanity. The man who walked, he's told us about everything we want to know in our life. And a lot of people, if we don't follow the Prophet, we cannot follow our religion. ما أتاكم الرسول فخذوه وما نهاكم عنه فانتهوا. So we can't do anything if we don't follow the Prophet. We know there is a prayer, but we don't know how many rak'ah we have to pray. 5 times a day. How many rak'ah Dhuhr, Maghrib, Fajr, and Isha? We don't know. The Prophet came to our life to tell us to follow his step, to see what he's doing and to follow his step. I know he didn't. We all here, we celebrate when you got a newborn baby. What you do? You be very happy. You celebrate. When become 1 year, what you do? You celebrate now my son become 1 year or my daughter. And especially if it's the first son or first daughter. Everyone will be happy, will be jumping up and down. 2 years, 3 years. What about the celebration of the best creature in the whole world and the universe? Our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Don't we celebrate his birthday? We do, but we don't know the day. We don't celebrate it on the day. We don't make it as a no. It's not a bid'ah. This is especially in non-Muslim country. When we bring all the community together to talk about it, to celebrate it, to remind them of the Prophet, to remind them about the way he walked in. This is very important for us to know. If we don't do that, how is it going to happen? Look in our countries, even in the Muslim countries, when they celebrate, the birth of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the people will prepare for it like 2 months in advance. And everyone saying and remembering the birth of the Prophet on that day, on that day, on that day. So always say, when you say the Prophet Muhammad, let us say, Allahumma salli wa sallam wa barak ala Sayyidina Muhammad. So they remember the Prophet also, in all the time they do it. So this is how we put in our heart, what the Prophet taught us. If without his guidance, without his, the way we follow the Prophet ﷺ, we will not be anywhere close to anything. We don't know anything. Because the Quran and the Sunnah, they come together. When they say, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبِّ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Hold tight to the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and do not be disunited. What is the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? We should all know. The rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Quran and the Sunnah. The Quran tells us a lot of things. But how are we going to explain all these things in the Quran if we don't follow the Sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? So we are here celebrating the birth of the best creature of the whole universe. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you don't have to be, in anywhere to say bid'ah, and this is not a bid'ah. This is not a bid'ah when we remember our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. No. When we sit together and remind each other, remind our kids, our family of the death of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And also we have to remember what happened now in Gaza, in Lebanon, in all the Muslim countries. A lot of issues, a lot of problems, a lot of fight. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam 14 years ago, he told us all this can happen. And all being recorded, not in the Quran. They recorded all in the Sirah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you see, he is the man who gave us until the knowledge, until the day of judgment. Not until the day where he is, until he started his prophet and pass away. No. Until the day of judgment. He gave us all the knowledge. He told us everything we want to know. Now they start finding what is in the Quran 1400 years ago. When they said marriage al-Bahrain al-Kabirin, how the birth of the born baby, where they come, they all been mentioned in the Quran. And now they're finding all these things. See, our religion is great. And also I have to remind you about your brothers and sisters in Palestine, in Lebanon. You always make dua for them. You never forget about them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is what the Muslim, the Prophet says, Al-Muslim kal-bunyan yashuddu ba'dahu ba'd. Muslim, for a Muslim, like a build up wall, support and help each other. So we have to unite ourselves. We have to always remember our brothers and sisters all around the world, not just here. So we always make dua for them. You can make dua, can you donate to them, help them in any way, please do it. But at least you always remember them in your dua. And I will just conclude in one small thing. When Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu, when his son was sick, so he put an oath, if he gets better, I will fast for 3 days. So what he did, I can't remember the Hassan or the Hussein, one of his sons. So he said, and then they get better, alhamdulillah, and he starts fasting 3 days. Him and Sidna Fatima radiallahu anha. First day, you know what happened? They don't have food. So she went to do some work, help another people to make a bread. So during the day, she brought the bread and bring them back home. First day, when they're fasting. So what happened? And then the door has been knocked. So one of the poor people come, knock the door, and ask for the food. So he gave them the food. Second day, same. She went to work, brought back the bread, and the door been knocked. So the one orphan, people come and knock the door, and they gave them the food again. So what they did, stay on dates and water. Just these two, date and water. They break their fast and eat. Same day, someone come from prison. They've been, in prison, and then come out. They don't have food. They don't have anything to do. So what they did, they gave them the food. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, mentioned them in the Quran. Say, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ويطعمون الطعام على حبه مسكينا ويتيما وأسيرا إنما نطعمكم لوجه الله لا نريد منكم جزاء ولا شكورا إنا نخاف من ربنا يوما عبوسا قمطريرا فوقاهم الله شر ذلك اليوم ولقاهم نضرة وسرورا وجزاهم بما صبروا جنة وحريرا. And they feed for the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For the love, not for the sake, for the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The orphans, the poor, and the prisoner. So this is what we have to remember. We have to remember our brothers and sisters all around the world, and especially now in this situation in Palestine, in Lebanon. Whatever you can help, can help. If you can't help, at least you can do, just make dua for them. Jazakumullah khair. So, in closing, as we celebrate the Milad of the Nabi, let us remind ourselves that the best way to honor the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is through action. Let us carry his message in our heart. Let his teaching guide our hand, and let his mercy reflect on our behavior toward one another. May this blessed occasion inspire us all to become better Muslims, better neighbors, and better servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless this gathering, fill our hearts with love for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and grant us the ability to follow his example sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.